UK GQ magazine blasts Eddie Hearn for lack of big fights coming to fruition. Stay tuned, coming up next.
Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So MATCHROOM CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn gets absolutely obliterated by GQ magazine, UK version. They stated that they're not happy with the outcome of Eddie Hearn not being able to get Anthony Joshua the big fights, not getting the fights coming to fruition. They stated numerous of things. They said that you said that it was hard for to deal with Deontay Wilder and his team, yet Tyson Fury was able to do it and get it done relatively quickly twice, not once, but twice. He says that GQ magazine also states that, you said that you wanted Anthony Joshua wants to fight with Tyson Fury. He wants an all domestic showdown between Tyson Fury and himself over in the UK, and yet you have yet to get that to come to fruition. You've yet to get that over the finish line. You stated that it was very difficult to work with Frank Warren, but yet Deontay Wilder got a deal done and his team with Frank Warren, and vice versa. They stated that they love what Eddie Hearn has done as far as bringing the sport back alive over in the UK, but aside from that, they still putting on lackluster fights and charging them for pay-per-views, right? Then they also state that, maybe it's time for Eddie Hearn to step aside since he can't get the big fights done. They're starting to get fed up with the fact that Eddie Hearn is putting on lackluster fights and still charging and still doing pay-per-view. When he's saying that pay-per-view is no longer a thing anymore, especially in the States. So why are you charging your people over in the UK pay-per-view for lackluster fights? They said that, it's saying that, they want Anthony Joshua to have the big lucrative fights at this point in time, and maybe Eddie Hearn can't get it over the finish line. They stated that they've had numerous interviews with Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has expressed the interest in fighting Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, but Eddie Hearn just can't get it over the finish line. So now GQ is saying the people over in the UK are getting fed up. They're at their wits' end now with Eddie Hearn and all the excuses. They said that it's just nothing but excuses at this point in time, and they're tired of the excuses. They want to see the big fights. They seeing that Deontay Wilder's getting deals done with Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. They see that Tyson Fury is doing the same, vice versa. Eddie Hearn is claiming that it's very difficult to get deals done with them, but yet they're able to somehow finding a way to get a deal done amongst themselves. So Eddie Hearn, is getting a lot of backlash right now from the UK and the UK fans. They're saying that Eddie Hearn is putting on lackluster fights and still charging pay-per-view. This is why I don't understand why UK fans come over and they choose to parade around and use their pom-poms and cheer for the zone when they don't even have the zone. They talk about what's going on over in the States when they're still paying for pay-per-view for events that, not us, it's not me that's saying this, it's not other people, it's the UK media. This is a UK magazine that's complaining about the lackluster fights that's being put on by Eddie Hearn and still being charging the people for pay-per-view. So you can no longer blame the media over in the States when you have your own media over there pointing blame at Eddie Hearn for not getting the deals done and saying that he's putting on lackluster performances and still charging the people for pay-per-view. And so with that said, Eddie Hearn is under a lot of pressure to make these fights happen. Eddie Hearn now has Anthony Joshua in a situation where Deontay Wilder is going to be facing Ortiz in September and then Tyson Fury in February. So where does that leave Anthony Joshua, right? We understand that Tyson Fury is not too keen on having mandatories and interim fights. So it makes Tyson Fury no never mind, because Tyson Fury feels like he already beat Deontay Wilder for one. He's traveling to do so. and he's already beaten Vladimir Klitschko before Anthony Joshua did it, and that's Anthony Joshua's claim to fame is beating Vladimir Klitschko. But Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko more convincingly just 18 months prior, right? Anthony Joshua had a fight where it was tooth and nail, right? It looked like he was going to get stopped at one point before he stopped Tyson Fury. So with that said, before he stopped Vladimir Klitschko, with Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko from pillar to post, from round 1 to 12. I can't even find a round to give to Vladimir Klitschko. And I know a lot of people stated that it was a very boring fight. It may have been very boring, but at the end of the day, Tyson Fury was very effective and he got the deal done, point blank and period. Regardless if it was boring or not, he got the deal done. He was very effective in his approach and his game plan, and it worked. And he was able to strip Vladimir Klitschko of those belts that he had a 10-year reign. So with that said, Tyson Fury already feels like he's on top of the world. He's on the mountaintop, and he has nothing to prove. Deontay Wilder wants to prove that he's the best heavyweight in the world, but yet Anthony Joshua is going to be fighting the likes of Kubrat Pulev and Dillian White. Why? Because Eddie Hearn just couldn't find it to get a deal done between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. More so Deontay Wilder than Tyson Fury, because I don't even think they ever got into negotiations with Tyson Fury, right? And Frank Warren. So, this is absolutely hurting Eddie Hearn. There's a lot of pressure on Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua at this point. The world knows that it's starting to see that, Deontay Wilder was willing to make the fight just some time ago, and they were unwilling to make the fight. And with that, it's leaving Anthony Joshua. I was watching a broadcast with Sky Sports between Spencer Fearon and Spencer Fearon and I forgot the other guy's name at the moment, but they were discussing the fact that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua's stock has plateaued, right? It leveled off, right? It's not going up, it's not going down. It's just there, and at this point in time, he's making his debut here in the States, and not to his fault, Jarrell Big Baby Miller fight fell through because Jarrell Big Baby Miller failed a few VADA tests allegedly, right? I don't know if it to be true. This is what was reported, and that's all I know, right? But at the end of the day, they feel, and the people are feeling like Anthony Joshua's stock has plateaued. It's not going up anymore. It's just leveled off. But we look at Deontay Wilder's stock is rising by the day, by the hour, right? He's just won 2 Emmy awards, right? He was in a Fight of the Year type of fight with Ortiz. Then he had a knockout, 2 knockouts that went viral on Dominic Breazeale and Bermane Stiverne. He fought Tyson Fury, which was a barn burner, and he dropped Tyson Fury twice. There was a lot of drama in that fight. Now he's going to be going back into the Ortiz fight and back into the Tyson Fury fight. So where does this leave Anthony Joshua, right? Anthony Joshua is on the back burner at this point in time. The talk of the heavyweight division is Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, right? Anthony Joshua is still being talked up, but it's more so it's not organic, right? What it is that it's being pushed that way. There's an agenda to push him, right? But who's he going to fight to raise his stock? And the world wants to see the big fights. And it just seems like Eddie Hearn just wasn't able to get the big fights across the finish line, point blank and period. And this is the complaint of the UK people. And this is the complaint of GQ magazine, which is a UK version of the GQ magazine over here in the States. So with that said, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. GQ magazine has took to interview, social media, put out an article and stated that they're fed up. The UK fan base is fed up of Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua putting on not so stellar fights. They want the big fights, and they're tired of Eddie Hearn putting on lackluster fights and still charging them pay-per-view. But that's all I got for y'all, man. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love.